Welcome. My name is Wayne Gross. I'm an outreach liaison with the Department of General Services. In this webinar, which is entitled California State Contracts Register, the CSCR, Step 3 of our 5-step process. What is the CSCR? It's a one-stop source for contracting opportunities. And so if the service and construction contracts are over $5,000, commodity contracts are over $50,000, and IT goods and service contracts over $100,000, they are required to be put on the CSCR unless they fall under the parameters of the small business DVBE option or first policies. The CSCR works like this. State agencies, the buyers, post their solicitations when they go out for bid. The smaller contractor, which are called subs, can find contracting opportunities, and the subs can place ads seeking work with potential primes. And if you are certified as a small business and or disabled veteran business enterprise, the ads are free. As stated in all the previous webinars, we always start at the home page, www.caliprocure.ca.gov. On the top right, you'll notice a button that says Login Register. You'll click it, and it will take you to the login page. You will put your user ID and password, and then log in. The reason I'm recommending to do it this way is there are two buttons on the solicitation that you won't see unless you are logged in. Once you are logged in, the register/login button changes to your user ID. And because we're part of the millennia, there are several ways to find out where the bids are being held. The first is on the top line under Quick Links. We click on the button, and the first option is View/Search Bids. On the second line, the California outline, Sell to the State, we click that button, and on the bottom right it says Search All Bids. On the third icon on the second line, the magnifying glass, Get Public Procurement Information. You'll notice that on the left the magnifying glass has moved, and this is where you can search for bid opportunities. Also under the heading Search for Public Purchasing Data, the third bullet says Search the CSCR. There's lots of ways to get to the bid section. Once you go there, this takes you to the search engine, and you'll notice that everything's circled, and it says the new word of the day is event. We call our solicitations, our bids, events on this new program, CaliProcure. And so you'll see it says search events, event name, event ID, event status, and a list of events. So if you hear the word bid or solicitation or events, it's all the same. On the top left, it says event name. That's number one. That's the first way that you can do a search. This is where you would put in a keyword. The second one says event ID if you happen to know the solicitation number, the event number. And you see the red star in the middle of the page. It's for RFQP 15-001 telecommunication services. There are 7 zeros and then 244. You do not have to put the leading 7 zeros. Just put in 244 and then hit search. The third way of doing a search is by department. That's number 3. And you'll notice that there are 3 solid lines to the right of the number 3 there. And what you do is you click it, and it will give you a list of the departments. Caltrans and High Speed Rail are our 2 most active accounts where people want to look at all of the solicitations for that agency. So if you're looking for Caltrans, under our program here, it's under Department of Transportation, you would put in 2660 and then hit search, and it would list all of the Caltrans solicitations, events in our database. This is an example of a very basic event. On the left-hand side, it says parking lot sweeping and steam cleaning in the Santa Rosa DMV field office. Under that, it has the event ID. The first 4 digits, the 2740, is the Santa Rosa DMV identification. And as you go down on the left, it has a general description. The second column, it says end date is highlighted with a red square that says end date 02/09/2016 at exactly 2:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I bring this to your attention because you have to turn in your bid, your quote, by that time. If you rush up to that office, you hand over your quote, and they date stamp it, and it says 2:01, you just wasted your time. Another way that you could possibly send in your quote is by fax. You would have to get permission from the administrator to do that. And let's say it's a 20-page document, and you have to start it at 5 to 2. It ends at 2 after. Guess what? The date and time stamp is 02/02, and here again you would have lost out. So just fine-tune these techniques, making sure you understand that it has to be in by the exact time, and in this example, 2 p.m. On the right side of the solicitation, under other details, you have the administrator's name, in this case Melanie Piard, and an email for her. You notice that the phone has been left blank. She's not trying to be rude, and the reason that she's done this on purpose, because if you have a question on this solicitation, to be legal and binding, it has to be in writing. And so write your question to the administrator. I mentioned before that there were 2 items that weren't seen unless you were logged in. And the first one is in the upper right-hand corner. It says accept invitation. If you click that button, if there are any changes to this solicitation, the administrator will give you a direct email saying addendum 23 has occurred and here's what it is. So this is for your convenience. So the next item is actually viewing the event package. And so it says view attachments, and you click on this. And like I said, this was very simple. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible. And this is what the solicitation looks like. It's an invitation for bid. And as you can see in the right hand, on the top right corner, I say here, all questions must be sent to the administrator. Read the instructions for further details. And at the bottom, it says that no verbal information given will be binding. It has to be in written form. Now, under our old system, which was called BidSync, there was a list that was automatically generated when you pulled up the solicitation. Our system does not have that capability. And so what you have to do is you have to contact the administrator and ask for a list of the companies that have received this notification, this solicitation, or who have pushed the button, the accept invitation button. So you ask for the invitation notification report and the interest notification report. And those are the people that received this solicitation because the system matched their UNSPSC codes, their United Nations Specialty Products and Specialty Codes, when the administrator loaded the solicitation on eProcure. Now, only the requester will get the list since this information is not material to the bid. People want this because this is highly competitive, and so just by looking at that list, Joe Blow, who happens to be my biggest competitor, opened this solicitation up. Well, I'm going to bid on it now too because Joe Blow looked at it. Doesn't mean that he put in a bid, it just means that he pulled it up on his computer. Now, if we go back to our home page under Small Business DVBE and hit the check mark, under the third heading of Outreach Resources, the resource page, and we click the second blue bar, Resources, and go down to the Small Business DVBE presentations, there are two bullets. One says getting a list of prospective bidders, a PDF, and a bidder list instructions. A lot of people don't know that they can get this information from their administrator. So if the administrator, when you talk to them, says, I don't know what to do, you can send them here, and it walks them through how to get those reports. The next item on the solicitation is the lines item, and you click the download, and in this case it has one line. It says it's required. It's a description of parking lots, sweeping, and steaming, quantity 1. What this is designed for is for a major project, like with Caltrans building a bridge. And so the line 1 would be build a bridge. Line 2 would be we need rebar, we need cement, we need bulldozers, et cetera, et cetera. And so this is just a way as a sub that you could go down and see if there's anything on this list that you could do. A real quick see type thing. This button here, it says post a vendor ad. If you are certified small business and or DVBE, you can place the ad for free. This is the second button that if you are not logged in, you will not get it. The first one was the top right accept invitation button, and the bottom left is the post vendor ads. When you click it, this is the page where you put in your name, your email ID, and your phone number. You'll notice that they have red asterisks. That is mandatory fields that have to be filled in. You put in a title, your response date, and then the description. And you are given 2,000 characters, not words, but characters. And once you start typing, it goes down 1999, 98, 97. So you'll know that you don't run out of character space. You'll notice that what's highlighted is my supplier ID number, SB-175-2943. I always lead my advertisements with that number, because if the prime is looking for me, they've got my information, they can look up my profile, see if I'm current, first of all, because if I'm not, they're just gonna, step over me and go to the next person. But also, everything on my profile should be enhancing this ad, saying, specifically, I can do this, this, and this. The next item says that it's been saved, and I want to make sure that it is saved, so I click on View Vendor Ad, and here's what my ad looks like. If I don't like it, I can delete the advertisement, and it has my name, email, phone, the response date that I put it on, and the description. And like I said before, I can delete this ad if I don't like it. And then you can save. The last item is start a bid. I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is the process of a paper trail of you sending in a paper bid is coming to an end. That is the good news. The bad news is this option has not been activated yet. And so until further notice, you have to send in a paper bid. This concludes our presentation, webinar step 3, the CSCR. Thank you for listening and watching this presentation. If you have any questions about this presentation, email me at wayne.gross@dgs.ca.gov or call me directly at 916-375-4339. Thank you.